interruption. In the offices, your office mate will just approach you, bothering you with the work and just telling you, what's the latest story in the movie? What's the latest gossip in town? You know, irrelevant issues that would affect your performance in the work. Lack of delegation. Delegation means you want to let other people do it instead of you doing it. But there is a problem with delegation, especially if you're not training the guy to do what you work. You have to do it again because you're not satisfied with the performance. So before you delegate, make sure that you will train that person and you will know that he can do it on your behalf. That is a problem that you have to be very careful with. Telephone, email, and internet, as I mentioned earlier, you know, farm bill, Mayfield War. You're chatting with your family back there in India, back in the Philippines, in Bangladesh, especially when the boss is not around. Remember that saying, the mouse will play when the cat is away. Not saying no. Your friends or your boss will tell you, can you do this for me? Even if you are loaded with so many things in the offices, you're loaded with things, but you are ashamed, you are scared that he will feel bad. So you don't want to say no. You will accept the favor that he's asking, and you are the one suffering. That is the problem. We don't want to say no. Lack of organization and tidiness. You know, in the workplace or in the offices, you can see the table scattered papers, not properly arranged. So when you look at data, you will have difficulty because you don't have enough time to look for it. Your table is disorganized. That is the problem there. Multitasking, because your boss is saving, they don't want to hire additional personnel, so they will just ask you to do things, even if you are not really competent enough, but you can do just plain and simple work just to save. Goals will provide you direction in life. So when you have a goal, if the direction is straight, you won't move to the right and move to the left. Goals will give you motivation to act. When you visualize the end result, like if you want to have money in the bank by December 2011, you know the direction. You know all the things that you will do in order to reach your goal. Goals can provide you a roadmap to where you want to go. I'd like to share with you, I'm sure you're familiar with Alice in Wonderland. You know, Alice asked the cat, is this the right way? And then the cat responded, that depends a lot on where you want to go. And Alice responded, but I don't know where to go. And the cat responded, then it doesn't matter which way you go. The moral of the story is, if you don't know where you are going, any road will take you there. Why people don't set goals? Simply, they don't know how. They don't have a good reason to set goals. Because they are satisfied with our status in life. They don't know how to use it. Fear of failure. You don't want to set goals because if your relative, your parents will know that you failed to achieve your goal, they will humiliate you or laugh at you. That is the reason why you're not setting any goal. Fear of failure. Fear of success. You know, I'd like to share with you a story in the Philippines. A friend of mine who used to stay in a squatter area, mere garbage truck collector, he won a lotto. 10 million pesos, uneducated. So he misused the winnings and become a pauper again in 2 years' time. So with that, people also fear that success is also difficult to handle, especially if you're not ready for it. They don't have time to set goals. If you have works to be done, you're loaded, you don't know how to concentrate anymore, so you just do things, not even organizing. Loaded low self-esteem. This is the most difficult part. Because if you don't believe in yourself, how can you improve? How can you be like Neri, Sir Renee? If you don't believe that you can do it. They want to stay in their comfort zone. You know what a comfort zone is? That means in the stage that you are now, you don't want to gamble because you are more relaxed. You are satisfied with earning 3,000 dirhams a month. You are satisfied with the kind of food that you will buy. How can you tell the difference if a person has money or not inside a restaurant? Can you tell? If you're observing a person, very easy. People usually with money will look at the left side of the menu, like the names of the menu. Those without money will look at the right side, the prices. So, do you get it? This is the right way to establish goals. SMART, an acronym. Goals will be specific. Specific. That means you really know. Is the goal clear? Measurable. It should be measurable. We'd like to welcome our newly arrived friends. Let's give them a round of applause. Finally, joining us, I believe in the saying, better late than never. Yes. So we are actually discussing about goal setting. This is a tool for personal development. So, C, achievable. You want to be a pilot and you are 72 years old? It's not achievable. Realistic. Is there a reality or a possibility? Not the impossibility. So you're just wasting if you are setting a goal which cannot be achieved. Time bound. You should set a deadline. Because if you don't have a deadline, let's say December 31, 2010. If you don't have a deadline, you will procrastinate. You will say, I'll do it next month, I'll do it next year. I'm still young. But mind you, we're not getting any younger. So you have to do it. You have to set a deadline. See, when you are setting a goal, you have to break it into pieces. Like, specific. Saying, I want to have money in the bank by December 2010 is not specific. It should be, I want to have 75,000 dirhams in the bank. See? You put there, measurable. At the end of the year, you will have the bank statement, you will know that you have that money. Attainable? You cannot attain if you will just be on your comfort zone. You have to wake up and duplicate, narrate, and the rest. But we will tell you later on the secret of their success. See? There is a deadline. You should set a deadline. Vision, I'd like to introduce to you this word. Very important. Vision is not seeing things as they are, but as they will be. That means even if you close your eyes and you think, you visualize the end result, that is the secret there. Begin with the end in mind. This is habit 2 of Stephen Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Think of the end in mind. What do you want to achieve 5 years from now? 10 years from now? How do you see yourself 10 years from now? So you visualize, imagine yourself wearing a brand new car and then wearing that most expensive suit. Let's take, for example, this is the car that you are driving now. You don't sign yet in the business. And you are very persistent, you're excited, you are fully motivated. In 1 year, you don't want this kind of car. If this is the house that you have at present, and because you're very excited, you heard a lot of story about the success of Neri and the rest of the directors, this will be your car at the end of the year. I mean house.
Wow.
Okay? A swimming pool. If this is the watch that you're wearing now, and because you are very enthusiastic, at the end of the year, you will be bragging with your friends to have this watch. This is 150,000 US dollars. So you can afford, no sweat with TVIs. If you can only treat your kids and relatives in a birthday party in this side of the island, probably when you are rich already by joining the company, you can treat your family and friends with this kind of environment. Because you can afford. You can stay in this hotel for free for 7 nights.
Yes.
See? It's not impossible. There is a great possibility. If this is the kind of motorbike that you can give to your son because you're only earning less than 5,000 a month and still dedicated to your company and you are committed, after 1 year you can give him this motorcycle. So totally a different scenario when you're joining a company like TVI or just on your comfort zone with the company that you're working now. Now, see, goal. This is where you are now, and that is where you want to be. Now, what are the things that you should do on a daily basis to take you to where you want to be? So you have to fill in the blanks. You have to connect. Okay. What's your plan for the next 48 days, year, 365 days, 2 years? I'd like to introduce you to the word paradigm shift. A paradigm is a role model of how we look things in life. The normal way of looking at things. So when we say paradigm shift, that means we have to totally change the way we look at things. So just to wake up your brains and your eyes, because I know you're a little bit sleepy. So let's exercise mentally. Okay, how do you see this? There are no wrong answers. How do you describe that? Okay, I'll start with it so that you will follow it later on. You can either see this as half full and half empty. There are two things. There are two ways of describing it. Okay? So now you already know how to differentiate. Let's do it. Okay? I want you to participate. Okay, there. What is that?